My patient told me her friends at the gym are microdosing Ozempic. And I said, that's not the thing. She looked at me like I just told her Santa Claus isn't real. And she said, but all the women at my gym are doing it. So I said, I don't care if every woman in Bethesda is doing it. Microdosing is not a medical term. It's a marketing term. And today, I'm going to explain why it's nonsense and what you should actually be doing instead. Welcome to your daily health briefing. I'm Dr. Albert Takem. This show is here to help you navigate the complex U.S. medical system, one step at a time. Whether you are decoding a new diagnosis, fighting for a referral, or just trying to stay informed, you are in the right place. Let's get into the science. Kim is a 59-year-old female, active, goes to the gym every day, lost weight, looks great. She's one of those patients who does everything right, eats clean, lifts weights, watches her portions. But around the holidays, her weight crept up. She gave it 6 weeks, couldn't turn it around. So a friend at the gym, there's always that friend, told her about a website, house.com, where she could get compounded semaglutide for about $200 a month, and her friend told her that she had several other women at the gym who were microdosing tiny amounts of 0.25, 0.5 milligrams just to keep the weight off. So guess what she did? She signed up, started injecting a compounded product, and when she came to see me, she told me about it like she had found a life hack. Now here is the thing. Kim is smart. She's educated, has a daughter who's a physician, another one who is a Harvard law student. This is not a woman who makes reckless decisions, but she didn't know 2 things. First, she didn't know she could buy FDA-approved Wegovy directly from the manufacturer, NovoCare Pharmacy, for a comparable price. I told her, and she said, I'll never forget this. I didn't realize that was an option. A woman in Bethesda, married to a corporate executive with a daughter in medicine, didn't know she could get the real thing. If she didn't know, most patients don't. I can guarantee you that. Secondly, she didn't know that compounded product she was injecting is not the same drug. It's not FDA approved. It hasn't been tested for safety or efficacy, and the American Diabetes Association has explicitly recommended against using compounded GLP-1 products. So, this leads us straight into the science. So let me break this into 2 parts. First, let's tackle the compounding problem. And secondly, we will tackle the microdosing myth. Is it even a real thing? Starting with the compounding product, the American Diabetes Association released a formal statement in 2025 recommending against the use of non-FDA approved compounded GLP-1 products due to the uncertainty about their content and resulting concerns about safety, quality, and effectiveness. There are no USP monographs, that is, the quality standards that guide pharmaceutical compounding, available for semaglutide or tirzepatide. Without these standards, compounders are essentially making their own recipe and selling it to you. The FDA issued an alert in July 2024 documenting dosing errors with compounded semaglutide at doses 5 to 20 times higher than intended. Some patients were hospitalized with acute pancreatitis, gallstones, severe dehydration, and fainting. I have patients in this clinic who had experienced the same things before coming to see me. The errors happen because compounded products come in multi-dose vials with varying concentrations, even from the same compounder, and patients who have never drawn medication from a vial into a syringe get confused by the units. And I even had a patient who was going to a clinic out there in Greenbelt where even the person giving them the compounding medication did not know the dose they were supposed to take. Real story. A pharmacovigilance study using the FDA's adverse event reporting system, which is where patients can go and report adverse events, side effects they experience from medications, analyzed over 81,000 GLP-1 reports. Compounded products had 2.35 times higher odds of hospitalization compared to FDA-approved products. So people who took compounded medications were twice as likely to wind up in the hospital compared to the real deal. They had nearly 49 times higher odds of preparation errors, and they had 19 times higher odds of contamination. These are not small numbers. Some compounders add ingredients like vitamin B12, B6, niacinamide to the formulation. Now, these additions change the composition of the product, and because compounded products don't undergo bioequivalence testing, the impact on how the drug works in your body is completely unknown. Others use salt forms of semaglutide, semaglutide sodium, or semaglutide acetate, which are not chemically identical to the semaglutide used in FDA-approved products. The American Association of Clinical Endocrinology, the American College of Cardiology, the American College of Clinical Pharmacy have all issued statements advising against compounded GLP-1 products. So when Kim told me she was getting compounded semaglutide from Horse.com, I didn't panic. I just told her, I can get you the real thing from the real manufacturer at a comparable price. And she switched that day. Good for her. But other people do not have this information. So if you are watching this, please let your friend know that those compounded medications are not without danger. Now, let's move to the next point, the microdosing myth. This term comes from psychedelic culture, right? Microdosing. But it has no place in obesity medicine. There is no clinical trial, no guideline, no medical society that has ever used the term microdosing in the context of GLP-1 receptor agonists. What Kim's gym friends are actually doing is finding a maintenance dose, and that's completely legitimate medicine. It just doesn't need a trendy name. Here is how weight maintenance with GLP-1s actually work. There was a trial called the Step 4 trial. It was published in JAMA. It randomized 803 adults who had already lost weight on semaglutide. Half of them continued the drug, half switched to placebo, meaning a sugar pill. The group that continued semaglutide lost an additional 8 pounds of body weight. The group that stopped regained 7 pounds of body weight. That's a 15-pound percentage point difference. The message is clear. Stopping the medication leads to weight regain. Semaglutide and tirzepatide are FDA approved for chronic treatment of obesity. Chronic means long-term, potentially for the rest of your life. Observational data across 5 years suggests these medications are safe and effective when continued. When GLP-1 use is continued, weight reduction is sustained for at least 4 years. You told me, all right, Dr. T, I've heard you. What does that got to do with me? I am trying to maintain this weight. I'm taking the GLP-1. I have reservations about taking it for the rest of my life, but you have convinced me. What does maintenance look like? I'm glad you asked because it's individualized. It has to be tailored to you specifically. Some patients maintain their weight on 0.25 milligrams weekly. Some need 0.5. Some need the full dose. Some take it every other week. The point is, the dose that maintains your weight is determined by you and your doctor, not by a gym friend who calls it microdosing. I have a patient who takes 1 milligram every other week. She maintains her weight perfectly at the BMI of 23. If she took it weekly, she would keep losing, and she doesn't want to. So we adjusted. That's not microdosing. That's medicine in action. I understand why people go to compounding pharmacies. Trust me, I do. The real medications are expensive. Insurance denies coverage. The manufacturer has had supply shortages. People are desperate. And when a friend at the gym says, I found a cheaper way, it sounds like a solution. And these days we know life hacks are all over the place. But here is what I need you to understand. You are injecting a substance into your body. That substance should be exactly what it says it is. The right drug, the right dose, the right purity, every single time. FDA-approved products guarantee that. Compounded products do not. And the microdosing trend is just people doing what doctors have always done, adjusting the dose, but without a doctor involved. The problem isn't the concept. The problem is doing it alone with an unregulated product based on advice from someone who sells cars or teaches Zumba. Now, I'm not judging anyone. I'm protecting you, because when something goes wrong with a compounded product and the FDA has documented that things do go wrong, there is no recall system, no lot tracking, no accountability, and your friend at the gym will be nowhere to be found. You will be on your own. So here's what I want you to do. If you are on a compounded GLP-1, talk to your doctor. Ask about buying directly from the manufacturer. Ask about patient assistance programs. Ask about oral formulations. A 25 milligram semaglutide tablet is now available and is also available in other doses. FDA-approved medications like Foundayo from Lilly is also available, which is a cousin drug to Zepbound. There are legitimate options. You don't have to go to the black market. Okay? So, as I leave you today, I'm going to leave you with 4 action items. 4 things I need you to start doing this very week. Number 1, compounded GLP-1 products are not FDA approved. If you're using them, stop. The American Diabetes Association, the American Association of Clinical Endocrinology, and the American College of Cardiology all recommend against it. If you are using one, talk to your doctor about switching to an FDA-approved product. Number 2, microdosing is not a medical strategy. It's not a real thing. It's a social media term. What you're actually looking for is a maintenance dose, and that should be determined with your physician based on your weight, your goals, and your response to the medication. Number 3, you can buy FDA-approved Wegovy directly from the manufacturer through NovoCare Pharmacy with a prescription from your doctor. The cost may be comparable to what you are paying for compounded products. Ask your doctor about this option. Number 4, GLP-1 medications are approved for chronic long-term use. You do not have to stop them once you reach your goal. Stopping leads to weight regain in the majority of patients. The goal is to find the right maintenance dose with your doctor in your corner and stay on it. Your body is not a science experiment. Don't let a gym friend turn it into one. I'm Dr. Albert Takem. I will see you on the next episode, because the fight for your health doesn't stop here. This has been the Daily Brief. Medicine is not about certainty. It is about responsibility. Decisions are often made with incomplete information, but they are always made with your safety in mind. In a system that can feel rushed and fragmented, you deserve clarity, continuity, and an advocate who sees the whole picture. I am Dr. Albert Takem, your physician ally, high-level science, human-level care. I will see you at the next briefing, or I will see you in the clinic.